Insert quarter to start vlog.
Hello everyone, this is Crazy Crew coming to you live from our sponsor, White Castle. What's wrong,
It's
Mike?
what you create.
Yes. Thanks to the nice people at White Castle, we are able to actually film inside instead of in our frigid car and waste very valuable gas.
Yes, we are following on the coattails of Hurricane Sandy. It is Saturday, November 3rd, about a week in, and we got some of us have power back, others
Not so much.
and we were thinking actually of, because I'm actually kind of running low on gas, I was almost considering that we look for a gas station, wait online, and film the vlog there, but
Yeah.
As we are waiting for gas.
that didn't turn out so good.
No.
Plus, we don't want to get shot. A lot of
Somebody has work early in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway,
So yeah,
we saw Wreck-It Ralph.
and oh my god, it is awesome.
Yes.
Seriously, like I had high hopes for this movie, and they filled all of them. Like some, even a little bit more. Like, oh god, where do we start?
I will say, from someone who is a big gamer, that this game promised to have like all these different video game characters and create this whole little world of like what video game characters do when when the lights go off at night, and it delivers, and then some.
Oh, that's so true.
I mean, just the list from the cameos alone. You got Zangief. You got from Street Fighter. You also got you got Ryu and Bison, but you got Bowser. You got the Ghost from Pac-Man. I don't know if I should say this, but you even got Kano from Mortal Kombat. That's what shocked me. Like there's one scene where he goes in and he like rips out like the heart of the zombie next to him. I'm just like, I just totally geeked out and laughed at the same time. And like, I can't believe they went there.
Yes. Oh yeah, this film has some risque humor in it, like a bit of an adult humor in some parts. I mean, they cover it up with like childish humor, but it's there again. The guy ripping the heart out of someone's chest, like blood and gore and everything. And
But there really didn't show any blood. They just showed the heart.
yeah, but it was implied.
Yeah.
And at one point, one of the characters calls someone a pussy willow. Good move adding Willow at the part of that.
I actually missed that part. But
But for those who don't know the plot, but I'm sure you all do by now, Wreck-It Ralph is, of course, about a guy named Wreck-It Ralph who's in a video game. He's usually the bad guy, but even when the game is being played, he's still treated like a bad guy. And of course,
Shunned by everybody, dipped in the mud.
Yeah, and it really isn't fair, because you think that, hey, this is just their job, they're all friends afterwards. No, they just think he's a bad guy through and through without, ever getting to know him. Like, they make him sleep out in the dump, as opposed to the nice fancy penthouse where they glorify their hero.
And it culminates finally in the game of Fix-It Felix Jr. is celebrating its 30th year of its 30th birthday, and all the characters in the game are having their own celebration for it, but they didn't invite Ralph. Wreck-It Ralph.
Seriously, dicks. Huge freaking dicks.
So he decides to go and crash the party.
But then again, even at the beginning of the game, like at the very beginning of the movie, they have like the setup for what happens to Wreck-It Ralph. You actually do kind of feel bad for him, because when they boot up at the very beginning of the movie, when they boot up the game, like he was just floating around, hanging around like a tree, kind of like almost like Donkey Kong. The level setup was kind of almost like Donkey Kong or Donkey Kong Jr. And what happened? And all of a sudden, like they tear down his trees and they build a penthouse, and that gives them the reason to wreck everything. I'm like, I'd be pissed if somebody comes down, destroys my home, and builds something else on top of it. It's like,
Yeah, frankly, like he had
environmental message.
I guess. I mean, I guess they view him as an eco-terrorist or something.
I kind of see it as, in a way, it's kind of parodying a couple of games, but I think most prevalent is Rampage.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking. Like, I see him like reach into the building when people are crying. I'm thinking, oh god, he's gonna eat them. But he doesn't.
Yeah,
But-
so he crashes the party, and everybody's pretty much shunning him. They won't let him have any fun. They're just giving him a hard time about being a bad guy, and that's all he'll ever be. And until he wins a medal, he'll never have anything nice.
So he spends the rest of this movie trying to get a medal from a different game, and he eventually goes into this game, Heroes Duty, which is this Call of Duty, Halo,
all sorts of
basically any type of like futuristic.
Gears of War.
Yeah, like basically any futuristic first-person shooter game that you've ever played. That's what it's based on.
In the last 5-10 years, even the setup is like from Doom.
Yeah.
Like the setup of how the game, what they say.
But essentially, they tell him that, in a way, his game is similar to that of the what is it?
Heroes Duty.
Heroes Duty. They tell him that
You just
Heroes
said it.
Duty is similar to Wreck-It Ralph or Fix-It Felix Jr. and that you have to climb a building to get the medal. Although in this case, it's like a big alien spaceship,
Alien tower fortress,
full
thing.
of like alien bug eggs. But
Yeah, like as soon as I saw that those bugs were like laying eggs and like they had to whittle, I'm like, oh god, this is World of Warcraft all over again.
But somehow Wreck-It Ralph manages to get up to the top, breaks his way into the fort, manages not to get any bugs hatched, and manages to get the medal.
To be fair though, he did that after the game was done. So essentially
True.
all the obstacles were removed minus the eggs.
But the fact is that he wound up doing it, and he got his medal, and then he accidentally creates chaos.
I love the fact with the whole Heroes Duty, like like I said, it's literally every space shooter game that you can think of in the last 10 years. Halo, Call of Duty, Gears of War, and I want to throw in Mass Effect for one good reason, because Jane Lynch's character basically kind of looks like Femshep from Mass Effect, if you think about it. That's another thing I like about this movie, is like they have a little subtle humor, for the gamers in there. Like there's one part,
A lot of references.
There's one part where they're in the bar, there's the game Tapper, and at night you can actually use it as an actual bar, and I love that reference. It's like, oh, the server's up, and they just play the actual game.
Yeah, that's one thing that the movie reminded me a lot of is actually Toy Story, because the thing is, like, after the arcade is closed for the day, the characters can actually leave their games and go to like this main central station, can actually intermingle with each other, even visit each other's games if they wanted to.
Which is a surge protector.
I mean, like, they can visit, but like obviously they can't stay because that's considered game jumping. It's like if you, it's like in the game of Kingdom Hearts where if you take one character from a world and put them on another world, that's not supposed to happen. That's meddling.
And they refer to any character that game jumps as Turbo.
Yeah. They have a nice backstory about that too, about a guy named Turbo who was a racer, and his game was the most popular racing game in the arcade until they brought in a new racing game with updated graphics and everything. What was that game called, do you remember?
Oh!
It was a popular one.
It was a popular one. I remember playing it too. I think it's something racer. I can't remember the name of it.
But anyway, so the guy, of course, gets jealous. So he decides, oh, I'm just going to play in that game, and I'm going to get the same attention in that. But because he's of a different graphic, and obviously he doesn't belong in that type of game because his is a side-scroller, whereas that one is like first person, the graphics conflict, and that causes the game to glitch. And as a result, both the games end up getting unplugged and removed from the arcade. So that is the whole history behind turboing.
It does tie into everything. So pretty much everything else.
Pretty much it makes, anytime you see like an out of order sign, you know that they're about to get unplugged, and a lot of times it's for that reason. But going back to the story, right after Ralph gets the medal, he, like I said, he sets off chaos. He accidentally hits an egg, and it hatches, and bug gets into him, and he stumbles around, staggering, releasing more eggs, and winds up in an escape pod. and it winds up jettisoning him into the Game Central station and right into Sugar Rush. Yeah, the
I love
candy racing game.
I love Sugar Rush.
Oh man, the Sugar Rush is like, imagine Mario Kart if Candyland threw up all over it. Like everything is made out of candy. Everything.
There's a lot of candy references in this, and I love, just literally everything is just candy. There's even one part where they do like the Wizard of Oz guards and they're Oreos.
That was really good.
I nearly died.
Oh,
I did, because
I laughed a lot in this movie. There was so much good humor, not just video game references, but its own like brand of humor.
But there were also very grownish puns, though.
There was, but I'm used to it.
Yeah.
I'm surrounded by puns. But there is one part, where I kind of felt that joke was a little too soon. The part with when Wreck-It Ralph is hiding in the swamp area and he has the hose, and it sounds like Darth Vader breathing. I'm just like
foreshadowing.
I'm just like, too soon, Disney, too soon.
Yes, we know you bought out Star Wars. You don't need to rub it in.
And that's a debate for another time.
Yes.